On the upcoming Christmas Eve, Dr. Anthony Fauci, chief medical advisor to the President of the United States, will celebrate his 82nd birthday. But he already has a gift from Elon Musk, who has tweeted that he should be prosecuted. Tesla and Twitter CEO Elon Musk triggered a social media firestorm on Sunday after suggesting that U.S. COVID-19 czar Dr. Anthony Fauci should be investigated and prosecuted for allegedly lying under oath about the funding of research at a Wuhan lab in China. In his tweet, the billionaire appeared to mock pronoun use and said, "My pronouns are prosecute Fauci." The comment was liked more than 1 million times and retweeted over 90,000 times as of the time this video was made. In what initially appeared to be simply a humorous dig, Elon Musk also posted a meme showing the retiring White House chief medical advisor whispering, "Just one more lockdown, my king," in President Joe Biden's ear. Fauci advocated for people to get vaccinated and wear masks during the COVID-19 pandemic, but has come under scrutiny from conservatives and conspiracy theorists over restrictions and medical advice he offered. The top doctor has been harassed after he became a target of people who questioned the benefits of the vaccine, saying it was dangerous. Various claims about the COVID-19 vaccine safety have repeatedly been dispelled by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. However, after Fauci's name was propelled to the top of Twitter's trends with over 600,000 mentions, Musk apparently felt the need to elaborate why he thought the controversial face of America's response to the pandemic should be investigated. As for Fauci, he lied to Congress and funded gain-of-function research that killed millions of people, Musk said in response to one critic, adding, "Not awesome, IMO." Shortly after Fauci announced that he would step down as Biden's chief medical advisor and as director of the NIH's National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, U.S. Senator Rand Paul demanded that the Biden administration preserve documents and messages that could become evidence in a potential probe. Fauci's resignation should not prevent a full-on investigation into the origins of the pandemic. He must be required to testify under oath regarding any discussions he participated in concerning the Wuhan lab leak. His policies destroyed lives, Paul tweeted. Senator Rand Paul, a Kentucky Republican who has had multiple public squabbles with Fauci, previously pledged to conduct a full-throated investigation into the origins of the pandemic, regardless of the doctor's impending retirement at the end of the month. GOP Representatives James Corner and Jim Jordan have accused Fauci of hiding information about the COVID-19's origin. The senator previously accused Fauci of directing public funding to gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab and lying about it under oath in congressional testimony, as the two sparred repeatedly in Senate hearings. Gain-of-function is the modification of pathogens to enhance them in various potential ways, including transmissibility. The rationale is that scientists can study new strains and find ways to stop them before similar adaptations emerge naturally. The lab leak theory, that the coronavirus leaked from a Chinese lab, was popularized by former U.S. President Donald Trump, who made the allegations amid a trade war with China. Major U.S. media organizations and tech platforms initially labeled it as a disinformation and tried to suppress the theory from public discourse. However, after Musk took over Twitter, the company stopped enforcing its COVID-19 misleading information policy. Former CIA director and Obama White House official John Brenner took to Twitter to voice his concern with Musk's Sunday tweet saying, "Dr. Fauci is a national hero who will be remembered for generations to come for his innate goodness and many contributions to public health. Despite your business success, you will be remembered most for fueling public hate and divisions. You may have money, but you have no class." Kyle Griffin, an MSNBC executive producer, pointed out Musk's tweet for degrading the trans community. The man who shared disinformation about Paul Pelosi, allowed hate speech to flourish on his platform, and endorsed Ron DeSantis in 2024, is now calling for the prosecution of a public health professional and denigrating the trans community at the same time, Griffin tweeted. Representative Richie Torres, a New York Democrat, reacted to Musk's tweet on Sunday saying, "Elon Musk wants to criminalize Anthony Fauci because he disagrees with him. Elon is no champion of free speech." Filmmaker and producer Andy Ostro tweeted, "Shh, what's that sound? It's the sound of even more advertisers fleeing." However, even with a large amount of criticism, Musk did receive some support. In a Sunday afternoon tweet, Paul reiterated what he previously said about the doctor, adding that Fauci's policies destroyed lives. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Georgia Republican, tweeted, "I affirm your pronouns, Elon." Former U.S. President Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., also voiced his support for the Twitter CEO on Truth Social, saying, "This times 1,000." Representative Lauren Boebert, a Colorado Republican, praised Musk on Twitter, saying, "Now these are pronouns I can approve of. Long overdue." Early too in the pandemic, Musk tweeted that concerns over the virus was dumb and since taking over Twitter has removed its policy targeting COVID misinformation. Musk's tweet quickly went viral, receiving over 800,000 likes within some 11 hours, but also sparking swift criticism. Vaccine scientist and author Peter Hotez called on Musk to delete the tweet, saying 200,000 Americans needlessly lost their lives from COVID due to this kind of anti-science rhetoric and disinformation. Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar praised how Fauci calmly guided our country through crisis and addressed Musk, saying, "Could you just leave a good man alone in your seemingly endless quest for attention?" But Musk received praise from right-wing corners. In what was likely his final White House appearance in November, Fauci slammed the proliferation of bad health advice online and said the most difficult thing he had to deal with while helming America's fight against COVID was the country's polarization along political lines. And what is more of an insult than criticism, late-night television host Jimmy Kimmel told Musk that your pronouns are a and ho in his tweet. American singer Phineas, the brother of singer Billie Eilish, said in a tweet that, "This dude has made me feel so embarrassed to drive a Tesla," referring to the electric vehicle maker that Musk is also CEO of. Former NASA astronaut Scott Kelly asked Musk, "Please stop mocking and promoting hate towards already marginalized and at-risk violence members of the LGBTQ+ community." In his tweet, "They are real people with real feelings," Kelly added. Fauci is a dedicated public servant whose sole motivation was saving lives, Kelly also claims in his tweet, tagging Musk, which prompted a response from the billionaire. To this, Musk replied, "I strongly disagree. Forcing your pronouns upon others when they didn't ask, and implicitly ostracizing those who don't, is neither good nor kind to anyone." As for Fauci, he lied to Congress and funded gain-of-function research that killed millions of people. Not awesome. Musk has been very active on Twitter after taking over the social media giant. On Monday morning, Musk replied to his anti-Fauci tweet with the words, "Truth resonates," and in separate tweets wrote, "The woke mind virus is either defeated or nothing else matters," and "The Branch Covidians are upset, LOL." Musk also replied yes on Monday morning to a Twitter user who asked him, "Will this be explained in a new Twitter Files part?" The Twitter Files is a multi-part release from Musk and concerns journalists who are releasing internal documents from the social media company that allegedly show that Twitter was suppressing and banning conservative voices. Part 4 of the Twitter Files focused on Twitter's ban of former President Donald Trump. A German official who wrote a defamation case against Twitter recently dedicated his legal victory to Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top U.S. infectious disease expert, targeted by the microblogging site's new owner, Elon Musk. A Frankfurt regional court ruled that Twitter has to remove false or defamatory tweets about Michael Bloom against anti-Semitism. Crucially, the court made clear that the order applies not only to identical posts, but also to any that are substantially similar. Bloom told the Associated Press on Thursday that he wanted to dedicate the successful outcome of his case to Fauci, to send a signal that Twitter can't simply let people be trolled and stalked for years. When even Elon Musk himself lets trolls loose on a scientist, then that's disturbing, he said. "I believe that's just wrong." Over a similar matter same weekend, Musk also spread misinformation about Dr. Yoel Roth, Twitter's former head of trust and safety, misleadingly suggesting that the former Twitter executive's doctoral thesis advocating for child sexualization. The move opened up Mr. Roth, whom Mr. Musk has publicly supported in the first days of his Twitter ownership before Mr. Roth quit, to online abuse. Musk says that he has focused relentlessly on improving public safety on Twitter and accused previous management of failing to do so. But Jack Dorsey, the company's co-founder and former CEO, disputed that assertion, and 3 members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council announced their resignations last week, citing the company's increased reliance on automated content moderation.